Hey, this is Scott Stockham with Repfabric. We often get questions about our backgrounds and how the company was started. So, John, could you kind of fill us in on your origin story and Repfabric's origin story?
The origin story of Repfabric was basically 3,000 days of darkness, right? Essentially what happened was just growing up, I was a tech guy. I used to work out in Silicon Valley. I worked for Accenture doing SAP implementations, which are big ERP systems that run big businesses. And after that time, I had the opportunity during the dot-com boom, after it had melted down, to come join a rep business, which I did. And in turn, basically figured out that, hey, I really need some good software because I was spending so much time doing the minutia of the rep business and it wasn't really helping me grow. Mm-hmm. And so really kind of founded Repfabric around trying to build the software and the processes that would enable me to do my job better, right? Nice. And it turns out other people liked it. So in fact, by 2017, we had about 25 customers of ours that had purchased the software from us after we had rewritten it for the cloud, mm-hmm. and it was really just origin out of 40 years of our rep agency and where it kind of grew into and what we needed to get to the next level. And so with that, today we're blessed in that we serve a large portion of various industries of all the reps that are in those industries, from plumbing and building construction, electrical, lighting, to boat materials and boating, to Intel processors and electronics, certainly, which is a huge and growing market for us as well. And we've just been very successful because it turns out other people needed it too.
Food service, contract furniture. There's all kinds of different industry. Automotive.
It's also almost amazing, right? Like if you look around and you look at all the things in this studio, for example, so many of them are provided by reps today. Nobody realizes that that's a dominant way of going to market for a manufacturer. And of course, we want to encourage that too, because when our customers win, everybody wins, right? They sell more, they earn more commissions. The manufacturers they represent are happier because their sales are growing without the cost of sale growing. And in many markets, and because of the large geographies of North America, you can't just have 4 salespeople in the state of Florida, for example. It's just too expensive unless you have $10 to $20 million in sales, right? Yeah. And so really that's kind of what we're here to do, is encourage those best practices today with our podcast and learning from experts, not just today, but in the future. And we're going to knock it out of the park. I'm pretty excited about this.
Yeah. Well, and the other cool thing is it's not just reps either. I mean, we've got Manufabric and Distifabric. Can you tell us a little bit about those two?
Sure. Yeah. So as it turns out, a lot of our manufacturers' reps would go to their manufacturers who maybe don't have solutions today for things like funnel, pipeline, making sure that leads and quotes are being followed up on accurately, even ones that come organically through their manufacturing business through customer service or engineering support lines and so on and so forth. And how do you operationalize those things with your field salespeople, right? Mm-hmm. And so manufacturers today often don't have great solutions for that, and that's where our Manufabric product comes in. And it turns out that distributors often have similar types of problems as well, and they're selling multi-line just like our reps are. And so we came out with a Distifabric product in order to help them as well. Nice. And what's cool is that actually kind of can create this ecosystem of quote follow-up and demand generation and so on and so forth. And that ecosystem is extremely powerful when everybody's linked together. For years, they've been talking about, kind of the 3-legged stool of the manufacturer, the rep, and the distributor. And one of the things that I love about your background, Scott, is you're literally one of those stools.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean that's kind of my background is I spent 25 years with manufacturers, right? That's right. And so in various roles, sales and marketing roles, I was with GE, with Pentair, the pump company. I was the head of marketing for one of the large pump companies out of Pentair. And then I went over to Masco, where I was the vice president of sales and marketing for Masco Bath. And so I have a lot of friends over at Delta Faucet as well. Yeah. And then I left there after a few years and went to Lixil, which is the parent company of American Standard, Grohe, and DXV. I had a few roles there. In my last role, I was the vice president of sales. Had 6 regional managers that managed 26 rep agencies.
That's incredible.
But we put in Salesforce, and we were going down the road of having our reps fill out Salesforce on our behalf.
How much did that cost you to do, by the way?
7-figure spend every year. Yes,
every year
on that CRM system, and multiple of that to put in the first year. So. Wow. And it took about a year and a half. And back then it wasn't even integrated to Outlook. So it's pretty challenging. But I always joke, I'm the guy you love to hate if you're a rep, right? Because I was making you do all the heavy lifting on our behalf. But really it should be a symbiotic relationship between the rep and the manufacturer and the distributor, right? That 3-legged stool should all work together. So,
that's right. Yeah. And the easier the transition of information back and forth, it just continues to improve that relationship even more.
Absolutely. Yeah.